So this is the part of the Jacksonville Historical Society. This is the James E. Merrill House. This was built in 1879. So they have those green shutters on the windows. Have a nice sized porch. Located at 319A Philip Randolph Boulevard. So you could actually get a tour of that particular building if you make an appointment. As you can see right here. I like how they have the trees with the willows in front of it. And this is the old St. Andrew's Church, which was constructed as the St. Andrew's Episcopal Church in 1887. So they have a couple of historical buildings that are surrounded by all of these sports stadiums. 121 Financial Ballpark, and right over here is the ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena, which is a multi-purpose arena, and they serve as the home arena for the Jacksonville Icemen. Now the Jacksonville Icemen is a minor league hockey team. They are a minor league hockey team, and their affiliate is with the Buffalo Sabres of the National Hockey League, or the NHL. So they began play in 2017 to the 2018 season. So roughly 6 seasons under their belt, the Jacksonville Icemen. And this arena also was built in 2003. So not only was 121 Financial Ballpark built in 2003, this arena was built the same year. So it was part of the Better Jacksonville plan to replace basically older stadiums that were located in the city. And this was under Mayor John Delaney. So this is just part of a way to revitalize the city. And here's a memorial outside of the stadium. Memorializes policemen who were killed in the line of duty. This memorial wall has been made possible through the generous support provided by the Finker-Frankel Family Foundation. May God bless our fallen heroes and their families. Okay. RIP to all of these officers who lost their lives. They also have a sports tavern. You know, you have to have one of those in close proximity to a sports arena or a multitude of sports arenas. So in this stadium complex, again, you have the 121 Financial Ballpark, which hosts the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. You have the ViStar Memorial Stadium, or Memorial Arena, which hosts the Jacksonville Icemen. And you have the Everbank Stadium, which hosts the Jacksonville Jaguars. And that's the logo, by the way, for the Jumbo Shrimp. Box office. Something else I thought was pretty cool is that they have what's called a Duval County Veterans Memorial Wall. It's essentially like a little park that they have erected right in the middle of the stadium complex. As you can see, there's some seating right here. And you can see the torch right here. Duval County Veterans Memorial Wall. And this Veterans Memorial Wall just commemorates all of the soldiers who are from Duval County who served in the multiple world wars that we've had. You know, like there's World War I, World War II, Korean War, Vietnam War, and the Persian Gulf War. And all of these individuals they had lost their lives in the midst of all of these conflicts that took place throughout history in America. So this was dedicated November 10th, 1995, and the Mayor John Delaney and the city council members and the Memorial Wall Committee. Construction crew out here real heavy as I'm still over here around the stadiums on Gator Bowl Drive. And this right here is called Daly's Place Amphitheater. So this amphitheater is essentially an extension to Everbank Stadium. And what I forgot to mention is that Everbank Stadium also hosts the annual Gator Bowl, which is the matchup. If you are a college football fan like myself, the Gator Bowl is an annual matchup between the Florida Gators and the Georgia Bulldogs. Two intense rivals of the SEC East Division. So this area attracts a lot of fans, not a lot of you know, heavy population of people, not only for the Jaguars games, but for that annual Gator Bowl event. But this park right here is called the Metro Park. It is connected to, it's located in the stadium complex, and it's also located alongside the St. Johns River. So I wanted to come here because this is the first like official park that I actually got a chance to see in Jacksonville. I mean, I was at the James Weldon Johnson Park yesterday, but this particular park has more green space, more acreage, and it's actually located again right alongside the St. Johns River. You'll check that out. It's the gator right here. It's like a gator with a cane. I don't know if there's any subliminal messages within this particular statue, this gator sculpture. Gator walking with a cane. As you know, the Miami college football team are the Miami Hurricanes, and they call them the Canes for short. And you know, the Florida Gators and the Miami Hurricanes have an in-state rivalry in sports. So maybe that could be saying something, that the Gators are walking on canes. I don't know. I just found that pretty interesting. But check out this scenery. Again, this is called Metropolitan Park. Come out here and you can just relax. Listen to the birds. You know, they have a dock right here. Have a couple of benches. Called the Cove Dock. What I like about this park is that it's in such short walking distance from either one of the athletic stadiums, whether it be VyStar, Everbank, or 121 Financial Ballpark, and also the Daly's Place Amphitheater. It's within such a striking distance from all of those. So this is a little walkway right here, and there goes again, there goes a dock, and there goes a beautiful view of the skyline of Jacksonville. So I was over there yesterday on both the north and south banks. Got a chance to see both. Riverfront parks are my favorite, as I've said millions of times before. So you can get plenty of shade up in there, I'm sure, on that wooden structure, especially on the second level. Plenty of shade right here. And what I like about today is it's much sunnier. You know, you're seeing much sunnier skies than I did yesterday during my vlog in Jacksonville, where it was overcast, and at one point even started raining, and it was a heavy downpour not too long after I did my little tour of LaVilla. So beautiful morning, and looking forward to getting more footage, so stay tuned. I'm back in the LaVilla neighborhood of Jacksonville at the corner of Davis and Union Streets to get parts of LaVilla that I was unable to get yesterday. And right here in this building, is the Jacksonville Urban League, and they have a banner up outside the building that says it's celebrating its 75 years of being in existence. And right here is the historic Ritz Theater and Museum. So this is a performing arts venue that has been a staple in the LaVilla neighborhood, going all the way back to 1929. So as you can see, a blend of history and culture. So between 1929 and 2023. So in 1999, the Ritz Theater and Museum was constructed on the site of the 1929 Ritz Theater movie house in Jacksonville's historic African-American community of LaVilla, also known as the Harlem of the South. So, okay, so this particular building was constructed in 1999 on the original site of the movie house. So it was a movie theater essentially that was located right here on this site. So this is more or less a museum, and of course in the museum there's a bunch of artifacts and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go on the other side of the theater. Some nice little collage they have out here too. Symbolic of the arts. Noel Friedline, the jazz pianist and vocalist. I gotta check him out. I've never heard of him, but I'm always keeping an open mind when it comes to music, so I'm gonna check him out. I love jazz music, by the way. That's like one of my favorite genres of music. And these are nice decorations out here. The decor is really nice. And there goes the signage right here. So basically it was constructed, being that it was built in 1999, it was constructed kind of like in that similar style of how buildings were constructed back in the 1920s, 1930s, in that era. So I like how they did that. They kept the whole theme of the classic theater look. So get another view of it right here. And there goes the other side of the Urban League building, the rear entrance. And here goes a marker for the Johnson brothers. James Weldon Johnson's lyrics to the song "Lift Every Voice and Sing" are now recognized as the Black national anthem. He became principal of Stanton High School in 1894 in his hometown of Jacksonville, Florida, and went on to become leader of the NAACP, a nationally celebrated poet, as well as the consul to Venezuela. But Johnson was one of only two brothers. Growing up musically talented like his older brother, John Rosamond Johnson wrote the music to Lift Every Voice and Sing. See, I had no idea. He produced 2 successful Broadway operettas and founded a school in Harlem called the New York Music School Settlement for colored people in 1918. So this is courtesy of the Florida Humanities and US Highway 17 North Heritage Trail. So it was John Rosamond Johnson and James Weldon Johnson. I didn't know James Weldon Johnson had a brother who was also a singer. But again, you learn something new every day. So every time I do these vlogs, I learn something new. Over here on Edgewood Avenue, and in this neighborhood called Murray Hill, I'm in the Murray Hill neighborhood, which is in the west side of Jacksonville. And here are some apartments right here, or some lofts. Not sure which one, but it's a apartment building right here in Murray Hill. Now, Murray Hill is a neighborhood on the west end of Jacksonville. It used to be its own suburb, and it was incorporated in 1916, named after a neighborhood in Manhattan, New York City. But it wasn't until 1925, which was 9 years after its incorporation, Murray Hill was annexed by the city of Jacksonville. So one of the many neighborhoods in the city of Jacksonville that was annexed by Jacksonville during that time frame. And you know, a lot of these were their own incorporated cities, but Murray Hill was incorporated 1916, annexed by Jacksonville 1925, and it has basically similarities as other neighborhoods that were once their own incorporated cities. They have the main street, which in this particular instance is Edgewood Avenue. So you have a public library right here, Jacksonville Public Library, the Murray Hill branch. So a lot of these neighborhoods have their own identity separate from the city. You know, they have, you know, a lot of them have their own main streets, bars, restaurants, an array of parks. And of course, buildings with art, just like this right here. Vagabond. And that's all I see on this one. I think that might be the name of the actual piece. I'm not sure. I don't see an artist name. But they have a barber shop right here. Of course, being that it's Sunday, it's closed. They have an air-conditioned theater right here, the Murray Hill Theater, which is still open, and they host a series of events such as comedy shows, concerts. So it does give you like a small town vibe, but it's still within the city, but it's pretty much far away, a pretty good distance from the downtown area. So there's that. I'm not sure what this is. It's called the Walrus. I guess they sell like let me see. Looks like they might be a restaurant or like some type of cafe or something. I'm not sure, but it's called the Walrus. little Mexican joint right here called Salazo. It's a shuttered business right here called the Edgewood Bakery. They have a mobile axe throwing. Never seen anything like that. So they have like a little trailer right there that has an axe throwing target on it. Shoe repair shop right here. Got a laundromat right here. A Red Sea Laundry. The Murray Hillbilly. What is that? Is that a restaurant? It looks like it might be a restaurant. Yeah, it's a restaurant. Murray Hill Hillbilly. A couple of other, got a sub restaurant right here. Larry's Giant Sub, proud sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Need to sponsor your boy, P9. Nah, I'm just joking around. They got a fired up pizza. So a locally owned spot right there. And it looks like they have a Edgewood Avenue Christian Church across the street where they're currently having their morning service. And down that way is like a residential neighborhood. And there's a plaza coming up where there are a few small businesses. Which is common, especially in neighborhoods such as Murray Hill. A large array and community of small businesses. They have a lab test flower company, a wine stop called Bernie's Wine Stop, and a cheese spot, cheese and charcuterie Greater Goods, right here in Jacksonville, in the Murray Hill neighborhood. And with that in mind, I'm going to draw this vlog in Jacksonville to a close. I really enjoyed my stay here in Jacksonville. You know, the 904 Duval County, y'all was really, really good to your boy. This will not be my last visit, but this is P9 signing off from Jacksonville. So if you like this video, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and also interact with those comments. Hit that subscribe button, people. It's free. It's nothing but a click of a mouse or the tap of a screen. But that in mind, you guys, thanks again for rocking with me. And until next time, see you on the next one. Peace and have a good one.